Alright, so here we go. Transitioning. And we're live.
Alright, so DMQ is about to go ahead and start Mega Man X2 Buster only. And incentive was met to get all the Zero parts as well, so DMQ gonna try and go for those as well. So that should be exciting. 2 extra boss fights. Alright, so now we're ready to get started. Alright, here we go. Boss will take damage.
And whenever you have a chance to do, sounds like the game audio might be a bit too loud. So if you have a chance, just maybe lower it a bit. That'd be great.
It'll be interesting to see what kind of route DMQ takes. This being a Buster only doesn't really matter, although there's certainly a lot more strategy involved in a Buster only for an X game, picking up whatever upgrades you can pick up without being forced to use a special weapon. Now, I imagine that we'll want to go for the Buster upgrade fairly early. That'll make taking down the bosses a whole lot more quickly, since you can charge up to 2 fully charged Buster shots. The second of which will ignore a boss's iframes if you hit him first, or even if you don't hit him. But anyway, a lot of fun fighting the bosses in this category in particular. And starting with Real Gator, gonna get that Buster upgrade right away. Very tricky to get without a leg upgrade, which would require a weapon in order to obtain, or without the strike chain weapon. Ooh, almost got on the first try. Now this right here, I've done it myself. Oh, and she gets on like the 3rd attempt. Very good. I run this category once. I just completed a run once I finally got that without spending too much time on it. It's still like I can spend minutes at a time and just not get it. That trick right there, if you're not used to it, that'll make you sweat. Alright, so as you can see here, we're going to show off double charge. And you can actually jump. He will stop and he will charge his Buster on his own. But as soon as the character fires the charge, he can just jump out. And then that's why he's able to fire that Buster out there. And we do allow ride armor for a Buster only. It's not affected at all by weapon. So you can still do it without any disadvantage if you pick the stage first. And the damage move's very precise to get that heart. You have to kind of get the pig all the way out to the ledge so it can shoot his little missiles out just far enough. They don't have a whole lot of range, it will disappear if you're too far away. They want to take the damage close enough to the spikes so that you can use your iframes to scale the spikes like a wall. And then get the heart king up. DMQ not even waiting for that elevate. Very quick stage so far. Those bird dispensers, I guess, not sure what you can call them, on the ground that you just jumped over. Pretty good spot to farm to fill your sub-tanks later on when you revisit, because you will not be able to get the easy health farm with the charged silk shot. This is, after all, a Buster only. And here we have Real Gator. Real Gator, not a whole lot of people's favorite boss. Spends a whole lot of time off screen. You gotta just kind of stay high. You don't want to be at the bottom when Real Gator jumps up. And as you have seen there, you hit with one charge and then right away 5 seconds. Don't have to wait for his eye for anything. It can be a lot of fun, very satisfying when you can just get the boss one shot or another. Get you down fairly quickly. You're not invincible after that. A lot of times you'll see exits dash and shoot out just an uncharged lemon shot that actually does double damage compared to a normal lemon shot if you were just standing still or walking. Yeah. And that's very useful against bosses in this as well as Mega Man X1. Mega Man X2, that is not effective against bosses, but it is effective against enemies. Making short work of Wheelgator, it would be more and more interesting to see what kind of routes we take next. And then if we're not used to fighting the X-Hunters, I think they may appear in the same spot every time if you take the same route every time. But I know I was talking to DMQ and wasn't sure if like, you know, in any stage that a boss appears, they'd be able to access the room. There's no how it'll affect the route. So certain rooms where you would fight the X-Hunters, they might require you to use, for example, the weapon we just got. Well, anyway, Wheelgator's weapon. Not allowed in a Buster only, and we got a heart tank, we got a sub tank. Just skipping all these elevators. It's not slowing down for anything. Of course, the wind here with these weather machines will blow you back. Just, you know, knowing right where those airborne enemies are going to spawn, getting a charge, deal with them. I'm gonna turn up the gain. Alright, I'm sorry. Please let me know if my voice is too loud now. I had the gain on pretty low, I just realized, so apologies for that, but thanks for pointing that out. I can go lower though. And here we are at Wire Sponge, and Wire Sponge gives you a hard tank, gives you a sub tank pretty much for free without requiring any sort of upgrades. Great station to start with for those reasons. This boss, pretty friendly to a player just starting out, picking the stage first, but at the same time, very interesting. There's a lot to this boss, and keeps you alert. It doesn't just give you the fight away from free. You see a lot of dash lemon, as we'll call them again. And when Wire Sponge goes through this animation, it's completely invincible until right after lightning disappears. We'll be surrounded by lightning the rest of the fight. Get one more lemon in there, and for a second Maverick down. If I'm giving off any kind of echo with audio, please note as well. Alright, skipping the weapon animations, or weapon get sequences, I should say. Alright, so here we have the X-Hunter dialogue taking place. That was much better. Alright, good to hear. Hooray! If anyone disagrees, you two can fight to the death. So the only upgrade you're really going to get in Buster Only is going to be the Buster upgrade. Aside from some heart tanks and sub tank, you're not going to have any use for the helmet. It's just going to slow you down. You'll gain no benefits I'm aware of if you already know where all the secrets are. It's only useful the first time you go through the game. You kind of don't really need the helmet playing through the game again, unless you're trying to get the Shoryuken, of course. Not going to be a legit way to do that in a Buster Only run. Alright, gonna wait for this flying beetle right here, jump on top, wait for it to fly all the way to the top, and then there should be a heart tank up there. No, sub tank, my fault. So it seems like we're just going for all the heart and sub tanks early on. Smart move. All the bosses here are, you know, fairly viable. They don't really do like a whole truckload of damage with a whole lot. One nice thing about X2 is that there's many different ways you can play it and still enjoy it the same. Buster only be a lot of fun in its own way. I would personally say, my own opinion, probably the most fun way to play it. Just there's no other Mega Man or X game that just kind of ignore iframes the way that the upgraded Buster does in this exact call. Of course, please correct me if I'm wrong, but we're about to fight Flame Stag in here. Pretty cool boss fight, very vertical sort of room. Ooh, just trying to get... are they dash lemons? Very bold strategy. Ooh, but risk reward as well. Ooh, nice charge on the way down. Alright, landing those hits much better now. Oh, but watch out for the Dragon Punch. Halfway through the fight, Stag's flames turn blue. I forget what that means exactly. If it, I believe it gives Stag access to new moves. It may boost his attack power, but double charge Buster in the back. Quick work, Flame Stag. Moving right along. I don't actually know, but I would expect that we might go for... who would we go for next? If you go to Bubble Crab, you can get a sub-tank there. Go to Magnum Centipede, you can also get a sub-tank there. So it'll probably be either one of those. But you probably want to actually alternate your route and go after the X-Hunters in the stages where you can fight them without having to use a weapon. I believe... Where are they? Like, I'm pretty sure in Snail you don't have to use any weapons to get in there. There should be Maverick icons, I believe, or X-Hunter icons. I don't know if they're... Catch it. On the stages where you could encounter bosses. Now, you only have a few chances to fight all the optional bosses for the Zero. If you haven't fought any, then I think by the time you have like 5 stages down, 1 will be gone, and then there'll have 2 left you could fight even if you didn't fight the 3rd one. And after like 6 stages down, if you didn't fight any of those, I think there might only be 1 left, and by the time you're 8... It's something like that. So, oh, DMQ just gonna skip the sub-tank up there today. 2 is enough for us. Very bold once we start heading into the X-Hunter stage boss first, to which we were discussing just last night. The run killers, I suppose you'd call them. With Buster, particularly, I don't know, some might argue that the X-Hunter stage 1 boss is worse than the 2nd, but I would have to say the 2nd surges. Alright, so there's a lot that Bubble Crab can do, but the easy way to manipulate Bubble Crabs is just jump right above, and then, ooh, didn't quite get that time. And then you'll force him into the neon pincer animation there. Another way to get rid of the shield too would be, I believe, shoot with enough shots, if I'm correct. But the easiest way to end the fight quick is to do exactly what we're seeing right now. So X will turn sort of greenish blue and then yellow by default, and then pink. But if you shoot the first pink shot right away, it'll only release sort of a half charge shot first, won't do nearly as much damage. So the longer you hold the charge, hold it even longer, you'll be able to benefit even more. If, of course, you're afforded the time to do so, depending on what kind of patterns the boss gives you. Moving right along once again. Oh, only 1 more. Well, even if we don't see those bosses now, we will forced to fight them in their upgraded versions much later on. Once we get to the end game. And I do believe that Buster Only, yes, does allow the sand cycles. Jet skis? Let's see. You want to make sure you shoot these ramps so you don't run into them. And when I time that dash, if you time it just right, going off that ramp, like right when you go off the ramp, and then you jump right when you get up there, or rather shoot the ramp so it doesn't get you, then you can take the jet ski up onto the spikes up there where there was a heart tank. What I would personally find myself doing is like screwing up so many times and going back and making multiple attempts. But DMQ is really going for speed today. Not gonna let anything slow us down. This boss right here, you fight him in a room with no wall. But if you scroll him off the screen, you'll lose a lot of time because you'll have to wait for the animation of him running through the background sand. And kind of difficult to dash underneath that little kick that he does. And I think as you can see, yep, he went so far off screen for so long, then you had to wait for him, then he had to run from the back. Ooh, might want to get some dash lemons in there. Alright, going a little better. Now that's a little bit more what you want. It kind of difficult to avoid that. You don't get a whole lot of slack. But DMQ making it all the way through the fight. Holding on to that health. Get the Sonic Slicer. The only thing that you really miss in the Buster Only is not getting to see the animation of Wire Sponge getting sliced right in half. Be interesting to see if DMQ goes for that heart tank down there. No, it goes right past. That'll save DMQ a bunch of the time. Oops. I think trying to scale the wall. Yeah, oh, okay, so he skipped the ladder grab animation. Now I got a little mini boss we're gonna fight here. Lots of dash lemons is what you're gonna see. I'm guessing the boss or mini boss has iframes, which is why you're only seeing one shot at a time. When it flashes, you probably don't, or I should say, do not benefit from shooting rapid fire shots, like you would say, for example, if you were fighting the snail mini boss in Mega Man 4 Toad stage. So, and just really working our way around those bats. Here we are at the boss. I'll hope that we don't have to deal with too. So I forget exactly when it is. I think it's like right before his health finishes filling up. If you press the shoot button, you get to buffer. Look. Yeah. I think you can do that. Over 90 minutes. You guys need at least. Hoping I can learn. Underneath those crystal shots or crystal hunter, so you don't get frozen. Pretty fun rhythm. Alright, now we're going to Magna Centipede. Probably a good choice, because we can go the Heart Tank and the Sub-Tank's really tough if you miss it, though. Heart Tank's simple enough, so I'll explain what we're going to do here. Fast, you trip the alarm, not the worst thing in the world, but that platform right under there above that pit can cause you to... So, as long as we don't shoot that enemy and go off screen, it'll respawn, you can jump and press jump again, and you should catch the ledge to do the wall jump. But if you do kill that enemy there, you can't scroll back on screen so easily. I believe you'd have to take it, make another attempt, or use a weapon. I'm gonna do versus Buster only for reading the... Hoping for some drops, perhaps to fill the sub-tank a bit. Ooh, nice one. That's some luck right there. And try and jump on that as soon as it... Dash jump off, just catch the ledge, and good. We're gonna get that other sub-tank without having to slow down. Excellent. Very cool little mini-boss coming up in the wireframe sword. Honestly, kind of impressive looking for a game that came out around that time. Considering how decently it's animated. But really not putting up a whole lot of a fight. And you want to try to trip those alarms. You'll have a much easier time going through here. You want to deal with those things falling down quite as quickly. I don't know if they drop down more quickly, or if they just drop more of them. If you trip in an alarm. Maybe enemies there as well, I'm not sure. Those little crosshairs, if you get nailed by one of those, it'll slow you down. It gathers your data, and if it gets you and gathers your data, it does a little animation at the beginning of this fight. Boss is, I think, decently short iframe. The mini boss. And then if those crosshairs hit you, each time it hits you, it'll sort of load your data into this mid boss, causing a massive time loss that happens, also making the enemy more powerful. Can max 3. And here we are at my personal favorite Maverick, probably of all. Yes, Centipede can be a bit cheap or confused, but it's a lot of fun just because he appears on the ceiling, on the ground. Got some cool animations there. This attack decently fair, but yeah, you want to kind of jump out a little bit. Very cool teleport animation. And the attacks are very well telegraphed. He's got different animation each attack he's gonna do. Teleport for his little spinny. Once he raises his fist in the air, he will try to suck X up, kind of like that. And if you get nailed and you get poisoned, you can no longer fully charge or shoot. Like if he gets you too many times, you can no longer shoot more than a lemon. I think you actually slow down and can't do wall jumps. So he can wear you down. It's a very interesting kind of... One left. 23 minutes in. Seems good to me. Very inspiring. Magnet mine. Skip that. Head over to the Morph Moth. There's some juicy secrets in here you'd like to get, but you just can't get in a Buster. So you save Morph Moth for last because you're gonna be fully up. You get no benefit from doing Moth. And Moth later on in the fight can hit you actually quite hard compared to a lot of the other bosses in this game. And you're not gonna have any armor to reduce that damage. Got some very small targets up. So what we're seeing right here is walking down a slope to gain higher max jump height than if you weren't walking down a slope. Like if we're on flat ground, like perfectly horizontal, and your jump height's not gonna be as high as if you're going down a slope, or if you're going up a slope. Very odd physics present in. Use it to your advantage to get some secrets that you'd think really get. And the way to get the sub tank in bubble crab stage, you gain a lot of extra height because you're underwater. To your advantage in that stage more. A lot of yes, large health refills down. Very good for farming your sub tanks, which is another actually, because your sub tanks is to these in the following state. You would really like to have your sub tanks maxed out, particularly for the second one. The first one can be pretty painful and bad luck. So what we may see some of these stages like this one, or more likely wheel gate, just to farm for large health for the sub. Here we're gonna fight this mini boss again. Gotta hit torso. It's a small target, but you want to get it quickly, because once it levitates like that and then dives back in diagonally down, then you have to destroy another one of those and wait for the animation for it to fall apart. That enemy right before the gate, you're never gonna destroy it in a speed. Doesn't really do a whole lot of damage at all. Just kind of there. Alright. This fight's gonna look a whole lot different in the first half compared to the second, but you know, not forgetting that you can ignore the iframe. But you want to be careful of the trash being shot around, because that can block your weaker shot. And so can the debris flying up from the ground right now. Morph Moth is sort of spinning around back and forth. Circling around, just dash jumps from wall to wall. Rather, just kind of right behind. Alright. Finally doing enough damage to force the boss screen. Returns now. Do not want to get hit by his contact damage. I think the little sprinkles don't do as much. Get out of there! Oh, nice. Very clutch victory. My god, the intense. That's all Mavericks down. And in X2, particularly in Buster only, no need to revisit any of this. Even if you're doing any percent in X2, you can get 100% without doing any stage revisits if you know what to do. It's one really nice thing about X2 as a category. And keep in mind as well that if you do run X2 on a Super NES, you will experience more lag than you. But I'm sorry, Legacy for the X series. So scrolling off screen and destroying the bird and the base as well, if we can. What I would always do, I would just kind of get into a rhythm of just the birds that come out. Like that. That's great, and then they'll just land on it. You don't really have to go too far, do you? And it's consistent enough they don't have to. Like, it looks like he's about to. But you know, if you're not. Ooh, that's you. Alright, let's get some more large drops. I mean, he's not being too generous with the large health drops, right? But, yeah, I know that when I attempted X2 Buster, I did all the between each stage. But that's just check and see if I actually. Alright, good. Here we go. X-Hunter bait. Alright, we're gonna have a nice downward scroll here. Ooh, knows right where the enemies are to damage boost. Now I have to wait for that platform on the left. You're gonna see a lot of these right now. A couple of which are simple enough. This first one being one of them. A couple of which, well, you'll see, can be run killers if you're not careful. Nice. You do not want to bang your head on. Ooh, and you don't want to get knocked down into their. Sometimes it's kind of hard to judge if you're good or not. But GameQ looking like she knows what she's doing. Yeah, you hit by that, it'll slow down. Ooh, you don't want to get hit. Really annoying kind of thing to get around. Does not actually harm you. You don't lose any health. Alright, this is a big one up here. Very kind of jack. Almost up there, but yeah, when you get hit, you just don't want to fall between the cracks. So making sure we charge up all the way. And be amazed if sub-tank in this rated violence, spiky ball and chain. Little platforms there. You might be safer on the other side. Oh, getting hit twice, that is not luck. A lot of times you'll get really lucky, and then you'll just keep doing that, and you'll just find that safe spot and just keep launching those double. But yeah, you do not want to miss. And very unfortunate if he goes into his little invincible animation where he makes the blocks. It's getting kind of intense right here. We got another sub-tank. I think we're waiting for DMQ. Ooh, to take probably one more before using the next one. Oh, wow! Oh, and just kind of getting a little brave with the. Don't want to waste those sub, but this puts us at a little bit of a disadvantage. The good news is that got full health this time. A full sub tank and and there goes again that animation. Nice safe spot right. Going much better so far. Let's not jinx it though. Ooh, and the spike ball getting in the way. There's a lot that can block your shots here. Very kind of unfairly designed fight. I think a lot of people would. If you get lucky, you can take him out fairly quickly. I would totally use. Okay, and still one more left. Yeah, I wouldn't worry so much at this point. So better if we don't have to use one more. Ooh, I think that was the dash. I want to use and down without using that third sub. All right, good. Very close call there. But you do need those sub-tanks for the next stage's boss fight. So if you thought this one was bad, next one, its own. Looks like this time we're going to farm for health. See how that goes. We're going to farm those frogs. I believe at the end of the stage, there's something you can do near the large health. Oh, very quick for that. It's not hitting the head at all, knowing exactly when to grab that ledge and just how long to, like when to use a dash, jump off a wall, when to neutral, jump off a wall. If you're not holding the dash while jumping off a wall, you won't go out as far, you won't have the dash speed going forward, but you'll go slightly. Or maybe you can mash the dash at the wall. Right, we're gonna see something around here. There's some sort of trick I think I had recently. I think it's that enemy right there. I guess we'll Are these... Okay. Okay. Got a couple sub-tanks to fill up, so it will take a minute. It seems to me like they're pretty likely to drop at least a small health. Maybe it's only small. So at least then, if this is your strategy, you'll get a pretty consistent... I can't remember if it takes super long in X2 to charge a sub-tank like this or not. Oh, not getting a whole lot more. Full health. A large... That'll help. How we doing? Alright, probably want to fill up one. Just making sure you wouldn't try and fill up another one if you have them all full. But once your sub-tanks are all maxed out, you won't get any feedback. It won't make the little sound effect when you pick up health drop. Now we're getting the large drop. I gotta say, not a bad spot to farm. Alright, I'm just not gonna waste any more time. That'll be enough for the next stage. We'll see. I'm sure we'll take some more at least one for the last boss fight, because we are gonna fight 3 bosses in the last. Lots of fish to do with right there. Yeah, that's you can't just walk over those, and you can't really shoot them from up there either. It's just something you kind of got a damage boost if timing is not perfect. I'm not sure. Awesome. Maybe if you're trying to. All right, and if you time these quickly, yeah, trying to jump underneath. I guess if you're quick enough, you can probably get under. Pretty sure. And this right, you gotta be careful and wait for. Oh, and you can do the water skip. I didn't even think of that. I thought I had to wait for it to come. If you don't have the dash, I'm sure I've died there before, but still have to wait quite a while for this next elevator. These flames right here don't really hurt if you don't want your and dash jump. Okay, good. Just in time for the. Probably gonna take a quick death here, I would imagine, because at half. I do hope that EMQ checked her lives. All right. EMQ confirming to that on purpose. Can't certainly be my first choice if it were me. So this boss, a lot. There's a lot of things to keep track of. There's spikes on the ground, small platforms going up and down that can knock you back and forth because you can't get too close to this thing. If you destroy one of its cannons, and you're on the platform right in front of it, break, and then you will fall into. You will not be on. Pretty sure. Once you destroy this final one here, you do get to keep these last 2. You can be safe right underneath him, but that's not going to really do you any. With the Buster, you would use the Sonic Slice, his weak. Damages. But this right here, only weak, so you really got time. DMQ really using the 2 platforms quite well. Look, appears to have found safes. I don't know if this is luck or not, but I'm certainly going to try this out in future attempts. I think I get that sub 90. Looks like this would be the. This is not as difficult as I thought. Just making it look easy makes you want to do it. Alright, and he's just not coming up, but it's also pretty. It's never gonna fall below. Still got sub tanks. Everything again and again. Oh. This could turn out to be a good time. The rest of the game, pretty straightforward. Not a whole lot to worry about. Next stage, you might have to worry about dying on some spikes closer to the end. Oh, and that's just bosses and most of which you're already used to fighting at this. Just mid-charge will take out all those little weak enemies, right? Don't need the elevator. Slows you down a lot. It's just a teaching. Can't go in there without the dash boots, so can't farm there. Again, not going to wait for the elevator. Ooh, I see. This is going to be a little bit different. Ooh, almost had it there. Looks like we're getting... You want to be out just a little bit past it and then press the button again, I think. But I'm terrible at these. Ooh, and finally got it. Excellent. And the hidden path up there, which is not really that hidden. Can't get up there without weapons. And he's not really doing a whole lot of damage. The boss at the end of the stage coming up soon, not a big threat. Particularly not compared to the previous ones. Still kind of a fun fight, but quite easy by comparison. Interesting fight with the bus. Gonna spend a lot of time on the wall. Fairly easy to avoid those shots. However, yes, those plug balls going up the wall. Looks like if you're out of sight and above the screen, it might not be hurt. Wow, so that's a safe spot. Easier than I thought. Alright, so kind of a brain-dead autopilot sort of. Wow, even I could do that. Wow, down so quickly. And next stage, we're gonna have Bossapalooza. We'll see if we can get through without sub-tanks. You don't really get a whole lot of health between each boss. Right. And unlike the first X game, but more similar to most of the Mega Man games, beginning with the second one and following, a room full of caps. Just like Mega Man 2, like no other enemies to fight it. And that would be the only classic. Actually, no. Mega Man 7, there were no enemies to fight. I think in the very last stage of every fight. Eight, I don't. And Wily. Kind of like it. Morph Moth. Gonna have to go counterclockwise this time. We'll see. Just, you know, a little bit risky. You want to keep the health. Second phase. Really try not to, like, take contact or... Alright. And we've more. Still with pretty high health. And then just those same little healths up there reappear every time. Or the sub-tank's relatively full, just not gonna play its DMQ a little bit more comfortable. Completed certainly a lot more attempts of this category than I ever had. and the dash dance, getting underneath it, that bottom, really gonna do a lot of damage in a short amount of time. This is like a near perfect snail fight. This is just about ideal what's going on here. Okay, yeah, you don't like him to slow down time like that though. That's no fun. Oh, and a little bit too close. Wasn't time. And that last dash lemon, taking out those points. Just gotta wait for the explosion animation every time. Fine. Didn't get those in Mega Man 7. It was kind of let down. I believe that game came out around this. Oh, watch out. You're gonna want to be if you don't have the dash boot up. How? I have to learn how BMQ's getting out of it. It looks like she's getting caught, but not getting. Because you want to be like dashing away, like dash jumping away. And you don't even stand a prayer within the first half of green distance. That time, oh, what's happening? So maybe there's a way to mash out of that I don't understand. I gotta find. Alright. See, that's what it's supposed to look like. It's not no longer able to charge, but only got nailed once, so still was able to fire multiple lemons. Had that dash. You can always get the dash as long as dash to get that 2 health of damage. I don't even remember exactly how much it does to do a fully double charged, but it's pretty. It's just fun to watch that, like drop that, bam bam. All right, if you thought the snail fight was on a slower, you'll get and always the beginning of dives underground into the fluid, but it has a few attacks above ground. Dash lemons up close. Oh, there's a nice dash lemon as soon as she lands on the ground. Ooh, and from close range too. Now when he's flashing, damage. Could be wrong. Fighting with weakness. Alright, like 2 or 3 more to go, I think. Stag just starting off the fight already blue this time. So I believe that's a bit of an upgrade. Puts him at more of an advantage compared to the first time. Oh, and yeah, kind of being in his. Okay, so good dodging going on now. Nice evasive maneuver. Might have been a dash left. Ooh, just far enough away from the wall. All the rising dragon. One more shot will do. Pretty good shape. Oh, okay, so there's like at least a couple left. I believe it's no. Oh, it's 3 more to go. I know it's ostrich, sponge. Oh, I think crab was the other one. Alright, just dash lemons every time. You know where. From electric. any new upgraded moves or abilities or stats. Let's assume boss in this game really got a lot of personality. It feels like they really give that. They start off kind of testing you, and then they up the ante. It's like stay in, start to. And for me personally, X2 overall best group of Mavericks. Just my personal opinion. As far as fun boss, at least with a Buster. Sure. There's a lot to like about going back to X2 and doing repeat playthroughs. Man, I enjoy the game. And this time really trying to not let Ostrich go off street. But yeah, tough to know just where exactly you need every time he fires those sonic spikes. He was able without having to use an E-Tank. It's one more, right? I think it's just Crab. Yeah, I definitely have to give this category a shot. But Chainless Buster in Gator stage is just a lot more difficult than it looks. Ooh. Spikes on the ceiling. I believe that was not an issue the first fought Crab. I'm just using the sub-tanks, so probably gonna see some before fighting Sigma. Alright, but don't need to keep the health high necessarily after this fight, just because it's the last. Yeah, you can just think of like the stage boss. So yeah. Making excellent time to the final stage. Let's see how the farming goes. Yeah. Alright. So what she's gonna do is she's gonna farm. She's just gonna go right to the next. Oh my god, she's just going for 2 sub-tanks. Maybe it's a 3 boss. I think once you beat the first boss in this, I don't think you have to fight him again. Unless maybe if you get a game over. I hope DMQ has a lot. But I might also be wrong. Oh, a little bit too close to it. But I hope we still have lives. And that's got hurt that late in the run. And now it's okay to destroy that. Farm some health. Nicely done. Let's see if we want to try to farm these purple block health as well. Okay, extra life. That might come in handy. Good to know that we have at least one. It's not it's not like you gotta go out of your way for it. I'm gonna get a whole lot out of that. Not much you can do at this point. I don't think we can the last 3 bosses now. Alright, so first one. Who it is, it's 0. So if we don't fight the X Hunt in the stages and defeat them all, then we gotta fight 0 here. If you did that, you wouldn't have to fight 0 here, but it's always much faster to fight 0 here. And that's really doing that, huh? Just keep your distance then. Good to know. I probably didn't do that. I probably should have. Yeah, just rapid fire, just getting them both out, connecting with both, ignores the iframe. Really not much else to say. Keep this up and then go in next fight with a bunch of health. Wow. Definitely too easy, if you know what to do. Glad you know to do that next time. I hope it's as easy as it looks to keep that kind of distance and have him keep doing that. I don't know if there's any trick to getting him into that exact position. Still Sigma to fight. My personal favorite Sigma fight from any of the X games. This one right. Oh, Sigma. Music, just the animation. To me, nothing else comes close to Sigma. That's pretty cool attack. Just so much that can happen, and it just feels like a fair fight. Like if I my own fault, and just look how nicely the MQ times dash. Unfortunately, Sigma going into iframes when he does that. Alright, this is very nice. Just holding onto all that health going in the... I can't recall, but I believe only charge shots affect this last boss. Let's see. If we end up seeing like some dash lemons, then it means... Very impressive looking. Starts off green. Pay close attention to the color. You can actually farm health during the boss. Save spots available in the corner. Oddly, it's like the same two enemies every time. The most random ones, like a bird and a pig. Went from green to blue, it's gonna go to purple to red, like bright red, various shades. Probably an orange in there somewhere. So near the end, we're gonna have to watch. He goes in this one attack where he kind of entraps you within his. You a bunch of, and he can't use the weapon to break free and bust rolling. He just kind of gotta tank it and use a sub tank if it happens. Why not? Blue's getting a little bit darker, but it can be a bit of a longer fight with Buster as opposed to using the strike chain or even the show you. So yeah, because we're seeing dash left of any form, don't pretty sure. Again, it's been a little while since I played this. We went purple. Probably like 4 or 5 more shades. It's like dark purple, and then like brown, and then orange, and then red. It's like a karate. Oh, so that's another enemy that is... Alright, I stand corrected. There's like 4 enemies. Orange! I would be surprised if we don't see a sub tank any second now. Ooh. So do you... how much for using the sub tanks? Oh, and it looks like it's hard to tell because I have my sound. See, the half charge shot didn't even do one damage because it wasn't fully. And now he's already doing his tele. This is where things get a little bit scary, especially in Buster. If he spawns on top of you, you're gonna lose quite a bit of health. When he does get a full charge, or a dark red, I think he might just do this to the end. I hope I'm wrong. It just doesn't seem fair at all, does it? But DMQ should be good. Time's coming up as soon as he stops. Time. And just over an hour. I'd have to check DMQ's PB, but very impressive time. More than 30 minutes faster than mine. Really nice to be able to learn so much. Lots of interesting stuff, lots of fun to be had in this category, in this game. Yeah, with those, like that elevator room in X Hunter Base 3. But that was a very good run. GG's to you. Ooh. No, that really makes me feel bad about mine. I will try and bring it down though. I'm inspired from watching this run. Definitely a lot of interesting strats, a lot of safe spots, and especially in some of those X Hunter boss fights. Really made Surges look less intimidating than it normally is for me. Wow. It was still very good. He didn't slow down for much. I think there was just was like one accidental death. Was it violent? But yeah, you'll definitely get that stuff. I see. Would you say 6 is the hardest then? Just making sure.
I think we're not getting your audio on stream.
Oh.
Is your mic on for your... I think we were only hearing Tom there during that. It was a one-sided conversation for the stream.
Oops.
Can you hear me now?
Can anyone hear DMQ?
Yeah, that was that circus. Yeah, that circus fight was like my first time ever doing a fight without having to need to use E-tank or sub-tank, sorry. And yeah, I was given the chance for sub-hour, which I've been chasing for a while now, and somehow I screwed it up at the E-fights. I mean, it wasn't so much the violin fight, the one with the spike ball and everything, but it did hinder that chance, but you know, it's whatever.
Yeah, it's really hard to find a safe spot in that fight. It is a bit random every time, yes, where the blocks spawn.
It really is random. The blocks, the spike and chain, the ball and chain is random. When he decides to place the blocks is random. The whole fight's RNG and it sucks.
So I gotta be ready with those sub tanks then.
Yeah, and even a somewhat bad RNG could kill you in the run. Really in the run. So you really got to be careful. And yes, you got to make sure your sub tanks are ready.
Right on. Any other things that went through your mind throughout the run that you like mentioning? Or?
Two things. One, I'm so sorry that I couldn't do the incentive, but before the run, I realized like there's a good chance I might not get to anyway because little did I know, because I don't hardly play this game any other way, but some of the areas of the stages you need to go to face some of the X hunters before you were done with the 8 maps. You need to use a weapon, and use of weapons are prohibited for Buster only unless you're forced to, which but
I do think, and I might be wrong, but I think whichever route you take, the bosses or the secret bosses will appear in like the same stages they appear in every time. I don't think it's random. It depends on what route you take. I could be wrong.
You might be right. You notice I went to Stag first because like that was the place I knew I can actually get to one of the X fighters or X hunters. Sorry. And on the way through, in fact, before the second climb, that was the area I needed to be at to beat that boss. And silly me, I forgot I was supposed to do that. And then the other 2 bosses appeared in places I couldn't get to without the use of weapons. So it's like, I feel bad.
Don't feel too bad, because it's like I was telling everyone else. At least it means we get to see you fight Zero, and I should thank you because I didn't realize it was that easy to cheese that fight. It's pretty safe over there. Where you just keep your distance and just keep firing those double charges against like off the wall.
Yeah.
Fight Zero.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's harder than it looks. I made it look. Because if you go up too high on the wall, he'll charge at you and slam his fist into the ground, and exploding bits and debris will go everywhere, and you might get hit by it. So you don't want to go up too high. So it's a great concentration. Another way that I've only seen Darrenville do this. The other way to fight him, a faster way, but more dangerous, is practically play jump rope with him. And what it is you want him to try to keep slashing at your legs. You want to jump over those slashes while you're charging.
Oh, each one?
Each one.
Ooh. Mm-hmm.
So it's like, that's the jump rope technique. But
they come pretty quick.
Yes. So but yeah, the next thing I want to say is I'm mad I didn't get the sub hour. I was like, I better get sub hour for this.
I'm not sure if you're aware, there is a way you can like buffer an extra shot in the beginning of the Crystal Snail fight, at least on the first visit. I think if you enter the room with like a charge, and then like I think it's if you press the shot button again just right before his health finishes filling up, you can shot a lemon, and I think maybe keep your charge. I forget. It's in some of my runs, but I could look that up for you.
It's actually right when the frame pauses before the fight starts.
Okay. So
I use that same buffer for my jump when you see me jump up on the first stag fight, to do that type of technique that the top runners for 80% uses. So, I don't do that. I mean, for Crystal Snail, I probably will learn it later, but for right now, my technique, as long as I time it right, I won't need it.
Right. Yeah, because once you get that dance with the Crystal Hunters, I mean that's where when you actually get him on the dash, that's a real quick way to deal a whole lot of damage to him anyway. And you're doing really good with that actually too. Just like hardly got hit by many of those Crystal Hunters at all. That's actually a lot more difficult than that.
It is, and
unforgiving.
It is. If you mess up the timing just once, he will try to slow you down, literally. There is a way to cancel him out of that if you're, again, if you're accurate in your timing, you can just knock them out of that. But in the refights you saw, I failed to do that the first time. But yeah, so again, that was X2 Buster only. If anybody is ever interested in running X2 Buster only, there are people that are there's people. No, I'm sorry. There's someone who created a whole Discord for the sole purpose of teaching Mega Man Game Buster only. So, if you want to hit me up in the DMs, Tom knows the guy I'm talking about. He taught me how to play Mega Man 4 Buster only. So, we're always updating stuff every day for strats from beginning to expert. So yeah, hit me up, send you a link, or just catch me in the DMs if and I might be able to show you something. So thank you ResortFest for having me run this, and shout outs to the runners before me, and shout outs to the runners that are going to run after me, and shout out to the team that are working hard to keep this running and make this happen.
Thanks so much for the run, DMQ, and for the commentary, Tom. That was really fun.